So, welcome back to the Law&Crime Network. I'm Linda Kenny-Bott, and we have a lot that has been going on since I left you yesterday through this morning. Let me tell you what's happening here on the network. We have the Mark Sievers trial that is ongoing, but they are right now in their lunch break. Remember, he is the man accused of hiring a hit person and a hit person's friend to kill his wife, Dr. Teresa Sievers, and we televised the trial of Rogers, one of the co-defendants, or one of the conspirators, I should say, a few months ago. So right now, in the box, up on trial, will be the husband of Dr. Teresa Sievers. And we'll be back to that at 1 o'clock today when they are back in court. And then yesterday, after I left here at 5:30, the jury in the Henry Segura case came out with a verdict, and the verdict was guilty on all counts. And you could hear my collective jaw, along with a lot of people that followed me on Twitter, drop to the floor because we were, as you would say, or as one person said, gobsmacked. It's an interesting English word that you'd have to look up in the dictionary. I know I did. Anyhow, we're going to be talking about that, but I'd like to discuss it first and what happened and what the setup is with former prosecutor Latonia Hines. You know her very well. She's always on the air, and she is fabulous. But she's first time on the air with me. Latonia, hello.
To see you, yes.
Now, I'm so glad you're here because yesterday I had a printout, okay, and you see all these papers I have. It's all on Henry Segura because a lot of us who are trial attorneys thought, well, maybe he could be guilty, but the prosecution didn't prove it. What were your thoughts when you heard the guilty verdict after about 3 hours of deliberation?
I'm going to say I was a bit shocked because, I mean, once again, we don't have the DNA evidence. There were a lot of things that could have been holes. You got a lot of reasons why you could have had doubt. But I'm going to tell you what I really think played into it. I think when he got on the stand, I don't think he was a likable person. I think especially when you see that interaction with the judge at one point, I think, and the lack of emotion, even though they tried to explain a bit of it away, I think that the jury may have thought to themselves they could believe that this person was the person who did this.
Well, let's watch the verdict. Let's put it in perspective, Latonia. Let's you and I and all of our viewers watch the verdict together because we didn't see it last night where many people did. Well, Latonia, he didn't show much emotion, as you said. Now, one of my followers, and is also a chatters and all, is 2U2, is on Twitter, and she also does our chat room. And she said to me, I think he was going to be guilty. And I said, why? Because he placed himself at the scene, had a .32 caliber, asked a friend for a gun, maybe the DNA interpretation, which I thought was faulty, but it was, on the bath bar, and his first child, one of his kids, was the first child killed in the bath, was his child. And maybe motive to keep the wife happy. Now, those are the things I put out. What say you as whether the jury would have accepted those?
I mean, they could have it. So many things to go through without actually talking to one of the jurors themselves, because you'll be surprised the things that they hang their hats on when they're doing their ruling. You know, it may be things that we, as we're discussing it, we may be discussing something that we thought was really, really vital and important, and they hung their hat on something totally different. But either way it goes, it shows that unanimously they didn't believe his account, and he took the stand and he testified, and they didn't obviously believe that account and truly believe that he was guilty of murders.
Well, that's for sure. So let's listen to his lack of emotion at trial, at many points of the trial, not the one Latonia talked about with the interactions with the judge, but let's follow Henry Segura on the stand. When we come back, we're going to see another witness on the stand, the defense star witness, or maybe it should be unstarred right now, Mr. Santos. He's something to wait for. Stay tuned.